right? Objectives. You know that each month we are going to have a new focus. Does that mean this one's objectives and the next week, or next month maybe work time? Does that mean we're going to stop looking at objectives and we're not going to worry about them? No, obviously we're going to keep looking at them. The idea behind it is we're going to focus on objectives and we're going to get you writing them at such a high level that when we move on to next month and we have a new focus, that your objective writing will stay here. You're not going to all of a sudden get dumb and forget how to do it. Okay? There may be a little drop off because you're not hitting it all the time. But the idea is to build on all of these components, and by the end of the year, we're all going to have grown as educators. Okay? And I know you know the answer to this, but I want to make sure. Why do we post objectives in the room? Just a few reasons. Why? I'm asking you.
Kids know what they're going to learn.
So the kids know what they're going to learn. What else?
To help you focus on what you're teaching.
To help you focus your teaching. One of the 13 principles of teaching, focus teaching. What else? One more. Why do we post the objectives?
Somebody else, they know what they're
Okay, somebody else comes in the room. Okay, there's no question. It's part of that transparency. Okay, there's no question about what's happening, where are we going. Use your analogy that you used the other day, because I think this is such a great one when you're thinking about objectives and the purpose behind them.
If you've ever tried to walk with him in the halls, and you know it's like, you're trying to keep up, and I told him, that's how I feel an objective is. An objective is me starting at East Office with him, and him saying, let's walk. If I don't know where we're going, then I have to stick like glue to him, and every time he slows down because somebody wants to ask him a question, I have to slow down and wait for him to finish. Every time I need to stop because I need to help somebody, he's got to figure out, can he leave me behind, can he not? And I'm not defiant, so I'm not going to stand still, but if we walked all the way down to Nick Hughes' place in the pack, which is way on the other end, I would probably go, well, if you told me we're going to Hughes' room, I would have been a lot more relaxed along the way. I could have gone ahead of him a little bit if he needed to stop and talk to one of you guys. Or he could have gone ahead because he goes, she knows where we're going, she's going to catch up. Or if I was defiant and just stood there in the mix master like I'm not going anywhere, he could pull the love and logic on me and say, what are you doing? Stand in the middle of the mix master? What are you supposed to be doing? Walking down to Hughes' room? What are you going to do? I'll walk with you, and then pull me along. And so that objective is the same way for the student. It's letting them say, this is where we're going, and if you want to go a little bit ahead of me, you're not going to go veer off, into the courtyard. You can go a little bit ahead of me. Or if you need to hold up, you know where we're going, so catch up. And if you're defiant, this is what we're doing right now. So let's all get on board together. So framing that at both ends, it creates less anxiety for kids because they're not going, oh, we have to do this, oh, wait, and then they can't focus on the learning, which is obviously what they're supposed to do.
That's another reason why we post these objectives. You know the reason behind it. There's no secret that it increases learning when kids know what they're doing when they walk into the classroom. But there's a disconnect somewhere, and it's different for everybody. Some of you are great, level 3 writing objectives. I mean, it is awesome. And some of you are still having an agenda, okay, worksheet, chapter 10, okay. That's better than nothing, don't get me wrong, but that's a 0. A -1 would be we walk in and the board's blank. Okay, we don't have a clue what's going on, nobody knows anything, but you're all at different levels. Or maybe you're at a level 3 and you can write them perfectly, kid-friendly language, and everything looks great, but you're not at the point yet where you're referring back to them. At the beginning, at the opening, at the closing, having them describe what learning took place that day. So we're going to take you through an activity today. Are you going to?
Yeah.
She'll show you how to get on. So you're going to need your tablet. As we go through this activity, don't think of this as I have to master this before 4:45. Think of this as a starting point for you to get to where we need to be by the end of the month. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so if you're quick there, I sent a